In this video, I will explain to you how I managed to fight with this problem of being overwhelmed, having too many things to choose from, and just not knowing where to start. Maybe you want to start content creation, maybe you want to get better at studying, maybe you want to start a new hobby, but you just feel like you have too many ideas, too many thoughts, and you feel anxious and you can't start to do something. So in this video, again, I will show some strategies, some things that I use to this day to fight off this problem of overwhelmment. So let's get to the first thing, as you see here. So what the hell even makes us feel overwhelmed? So in the past week or probably month, I was feeling overwhelmed and a bit anxious because, short story short, 5 months ago I started content creation. I started recording myself every single day on Instagram, on TikTok, and I made a video every single day for 100 days. But after it, I felt pretty anxious because I thought that if I make 100 videos, I will feel very good about myself, I will feel very confident, but I did not get to this point. And I started feeling anxious, I started feeling overwhelmed because what if I'm doing something wrong? Like, what's wrong with me and with what I'm doing and what I can do next? So I think that one part of this was because I wasn't being myself. So you probably know this problem because, well, most of the times when you go to school, when you are with your family, when you are with your friends, you are a complete different person. And before starting content creation, I tried to tell myself that if I'm going to start content creation, if I'm going to film myself, I'm not going to be like everyone else and just I am going to be my true authentic self. But after starting to make content creation, after I started making 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 videos, I got some results. As you can see, I have over 1,000 subscribers, but I wasn't myself. Like, I was completely faking myself on camera, trying to be very inspirational, very motivational. And you know, when you live like that for a few months, trying to be someone else, you start to really lose yourself. You forget what were your values, what you wanted to do. And my content creation and my process of making videos, of trying to make something cool, of trying to build some system, some sort of thing that I could be proud of, it went to this part where I'm making videos not for myself, I'm making videos that do not resonate with me, and this is where we get the overwhelmment. The overwhelmment comes from seeing the social media, and we have to be true here. Why I felt overwhelmed and uncertain is because every single day I was scrolling too much on social media. So you probably do this every single day, and don't lie to yourself, don't lie to me, because, well, the number one thing that causes overwhelmment is basically having social media every single day. So even though that I started making videos every single day pretty consistently, I was still watching social media. Too much of it. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. It's really a lot. And it's not bad because of the hours or the time that you spend on social media, but mostly I think it's bad because we are comparing ourselves too much. And what I mean by that is, before I started making content and making videos, I used to watch a lot of self-improvement people, channels, Hamza as an example. And on YouTube and on social media, I was seeing one thing, so I got motivated, I got inspired from them, and I tried to jump instantly into work, instantly into content creation. And I was feeling overwhelmed because the videos that I made, or the progress that I made, it seemed to be so slow when I looked at other people. And I think you feel overwhelmed because you think that you have to have a lot of money at a young age. You feel that you have to work 24 hours every single day, but it's not you. It's not you, authentic you. I wasn't authentic myself, and you know, it will be our next point that I will talk about, which is reality and expectations. But basically is, you watch on Instagram or on Reels or on TikTok, you scroll and you see people, let's say, making some kind of business or doing something, or let's say talking about this concept of working hard, being focused, and you think that you will just close the app, you will just close the phone and you instantly go to work. That is not it. And I tried it myself. I did even a challenge for 100 days to make the videos. I did that, but it did not brought me where I expected myself to go. So this is the number one thing. You feel overwhelmed, first off, because you are comparing yourself to social media. That means if you want to move further, if you want to see the real progress, like I did right now, and in the past week, I managed to completely quit scrolling, and I still do that to this day. I try to fight it because even though that I was making videos, I was still scrolling, and I can say to you this, that if you do not delete scrolling instantly, no matter how much things you do, no matter how much progress you make, you will get back to the same point. And I can tell you this from the book that I read recently that was about your self-image. So if you think about yourself as someone that can scroll on social media, so for example, if you are allowing yourself to scroll on social media, that means your self-image, your self-worth, the expectation that you are looking for yourself will be the exact same. So if you can let yourself to scroll, well, then you can let yourself to not achieve the goals that you wanted to do. So this was with me. I was creating content, but at the same time, I was scrolling way more than I was creating. So I was allowing myself to scroll. So no matter how many videos, no matter how much progress I make, I still get back to the same position where I am this person that allows myself to scroll on social media. So it's the same. If you tell to yourself that I don't scroll on social media, I'm serious about it, then the work that you do actually stacks upon it and you make the real progress. So now we know what makes us overwhelmed. You know that you want to start so many things. You know that maybe you want to start content creation, maybe you want to start filming yourself, maybe you got interested in some hobby, in some learnings, in some books, and you just want to do something different. You want to get out of this routine, start something new, and I still do that to this day. I'm trying to find out how to do that, but I found some tactics, or you can say some strategies that I still use to this day that help me fight this problem of overwhelmment. So the first and probably the best thing that I can recommend to you is picking a random notebook for you and picking a pen. So I started this habit of journaling. You can call it journaling, you can call it having a diary, or just documentation of your progress. And I started this probably 1.5 years ago when I was 14 years old. So I saw it on YouTube and I started to do this. And for the first year, or for the first half a year, I wasn't consistent on it because I did not know how to do it. I did not know how to journal, where to start, and again, I was overwhelmed with it. But after journaling for 5 months, inconsistently, randomly, I got to a system that now led me to journal almost consistently for 1 year straight. So for complete 1 year, I was journaling every single day, and now I'm going to quickly go through my system that I use to journal every single day. So the first thing that I do is every single day, I have this holy routine after I done all my homework, all my studyings, all the work, and no matter the time, before I turn off the lamps, before going to bed, I pick up my notebook and I have to journal for, let's say, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, every single day before I go to bed. And this is my holy routine, and turns out that when I journal, after I have done everything, after I have completed it all, and I'm ready to sleep, I'm showered, the last thing that I need to do to complete my day is to journal. So let's go to our day and let's go to the very, very simple system that I use every day, and I have shown it a couple of times on my channel, but it's basically it. The first thing that I do is I write the date. So for example, 2025, second month, 18th day, Tuesday. And I always write the time because it's really interesting when you, let's say, go back 6 months in time and you look that you were journaling, let's say, at 12 p.m., at 1 p.m., so in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day, but usually I do it in the evening. So I write 2 slashes, I write evening, I write the time, and we continue with the first thing that I do. So it's probably one of the most important things in my journaling, so I go through my day. So for example, I write that today was quite a good day. I did 0 work, or I did 2 videos of YouTube, and I just go through my day, what I did, maybe what I did bad, what were the habits. So for example, I write out about my journey in school, what I did in school, maybe the lessons were easy. So you know, this first part of journaling, it's very easy, but you just go through your day. So even if it's really simple, if you think that it's boring, you can still write it. And this is the problem that I made, because when I journal, I thought that I only have to write the great things that I did. I only have to come up with big ideas, with great ideas to make it worthy writing. But actually what makes journaling beautiful is that if you do not lie to yourself, and this is one problem of overwhelmment and being in the reality, is that most of the times we lie to ourselves. And I did that at first when I started journaling. Every single day I wrote that today was a great day. Even though that I ate sugars, I procrastinated too much, I did other bad habits, I used to lie to myself that today was a great day. But no, if you just write like it is, so for example, today was a boring day because I only had lessons, or today was a bad day because I scrolled for 5 hours on Instagram, I watched reels, I did not do any hard work, and I just went like a soft individual, you write it like that. And it's really nice because our journaling is meant to see the progress. And it's meant to see what we are working with, so we can not feel this overwhelmment. If you have too many ideas, if you feel too much anxiety, stress, the best thing that you can do is to journal. So now we have our day. We write a short description of what we did, what we had, what we felt, maybe what were the bad things that you want to not do. And now we move on to the second and most important part of journaling, which is gratitude. So I think gratitude has helped me in a lot of places, because every single day I'm trying to find for things that I'm grateful for. And they cannot be just materialistic things or some accomplishments. They can be very simple, as just meeting my friends or talking something funny to them, or finding a new concept or finding a new idea. So every single day I tag gratitude with G, and I find at least 3 things that I'm grateful for. So for example, I am grateful for meeting my friends at school, for reading a great book, and for finding a very nice idea that I wanted to share today with you on YouTube. See, it's very simple, but just doing that, trying to find at least 3 things every single day, has helped me in a lot of places. Because to others, I seem a lot more happier, a lot more grateful, and you see that you appreciate your family more, your parents more, you notice small things that others do that you can thank for and make other day better. So we finished with our day description, with gratitude, and the last part that I do is I write 1 sentence for God, so you can not do this, or if you believe you can do this, so I write, thank you God for this day, maybe you want to wish for something next. And then we have one of the probably most important things that I started doing just a few months ago, but I found really working, is that I write for myself goals and question mark. And what this means is that I list all the things that I did today or that day that move me towards my goals. So for example, if my goal is to build a truly meaningful channel on YouTube, so if this is my goal, the things that move me toward my goal is I make a video, I find new ideas, I brainstorm on my content, and I work on my community, and I help other people. So if these are my goals, I list them what I did today. So for example, today, the only thing that I did towards my goals was making 1 YouTube video. And again, you have to do this very honestly with yourself, because if you don't lie to yourself, you see the real progress, then you make real solutions, and you move towards your goals, towards the accomplishments that you want to make, and you better yourself. If you lie to yourself, for example, you did not create a video, or you did not make something that you wanted for yourself, and you write that you made it, but you don't, you again trick yourself, and you feel even more anxious, even more overwhelmed, because on the top of not making the things that you wanted to do, you're lying to yourself, so you can't even see the problem that you're working with. You can't even see that you are overwhelmed. You can't even see where you can get ideas from. And this is what I want you to do. Journal very honestly. So we have goals, and you list all the things that you did today that move you towards your goals. And the second part, which comes out of it, is you write the word better, and you give question mark. So I do that every single day in this template, and I write better. So for example, I have to not scroll on social media completely. So for example, if I'm scrolling on Instagram for 2 hours every single day, the thing that I can change the next day is scroll for 0. And it's really hard to quit bad habits just like that. And I am the proof of that, because I started creating content creation. I started getting serious about my development, about the things that I learned, about thinking where I want to go, about planning, journaling. But I did not quit scrolling probably for 1.5 years. For 1.5 years, I was consciously, unconsciously saying to myself that I have to quit. I have to not look at social media because it's causing me overwhelmment. I'm wasting time, I'm procrastinating, and I'm not doing the work. But it went like that for probably 1.5 years. So this is something that helped me to do that faster, that helped me to see faster results, is writing every single day, no matter if I fail. I write that I do not scroll on social media. So for example, if today I still scrolled, I will write that I do not scroll on social media in the place where I have to list all the things to change, and in the question better. So now you see, we have this journaling template. It usually takes me no more than 2 pages every single day. And I do that every single day, 5 minutes before going to bed after I finish it all. And it really does help with overwhelmment, with feeling all this anxiety, all of this bullshit. Because you see where you are, you document it, and it's like whenever you feel really bad, you can go to the days when you felt really motivated, where you journaled that you did all of those things, and you can get motivation and inspiration from that. Or you go back in time into your journal, and you can even get new ideas. So now we move on to the next part, the second part, and it's really similar, but it's actually the reality that we are and the expectations that we want to meet. So again, when I started all the self-improvement journey with wanting to create content, with wanting to work with others, help other people, and eventually get better at it, maybe even make money from it, my expectation was that I will say to myself that I have to work hard, I have to work on this goal, and I will magically work on it for 10 hours every single day. I will have everything solved out. I will know how to make it. I will make videos consistently. But guess what? Did I make it? Exactly, no. And one probably related thing to this is, you can probably sense it too, when you want to wake up early. So for example, probably for 2 good months, every single day I wanted to wake up at 5 a.m. to have 1 hour before my school to work on my content creation, to work on my channel, to journal, get new ideas. But every single day when my alarm said 5 a.m., I press snooze button and I go back to bed. And every single day I went like that, even though that the day before I was really motivated. I watched all these videos on YouTube saying that wake up early, do the hard work first. And it's not like I am someone so soft, and it's not like I cannot do shit, but it's something that I saw myself doing, is that I cannot wake up so early. And it's probably because I felt way too overwhelmed. I thought that to start something there will be so much hard things that I will have to go through. I thought that, when you don't make something for a long time, or you had all these bad habits for a long time, it's really hard to get into motion. And this is something that you need to keep in mind, these stairs that we have here. You are in a place where you ate sugars, where you watch porn, or you still do that, where you scroll on social media for a couple of hours every single day. You pretty much don't do any hard work. And if you call hard work just planning or journaling, like I did before, and I'm pretty ashamed of myself, but right now I'm stating the truth. I'm telling you that I was the same, and just recently I tried to get out of this routine. So you can take my advice because it's really recent, and I'm doing that right now. So the place that you are here, the place that you are, is you are doing all these bad habits, and you expect to instantly hop into working for good amount of time, completely focused, having no brain fog, doing all this work, starting a new business, starting a new hobby, reading books, for example, but you just can't. And you have to learn this concept of stairs, because I did not learn it before and I failed at it. So now I'm doing it and I'm telling you how to do it. So you probably hear this from me in this video first, that social media and scrolling is the number one thing that causes you all these problems. If I could probably round it up, 90% of my anxiety, of my bad feelings, of my being overwhelmed, of not being able to start filming videos, of not being consistent with it, of being afraid, is probably because of social media. 90% of those problems are from social media. Because I scroll, I see these motivational quotes, I see people doing great things, I see people in supercars making a lot of money, and it reminds me of how fucked up I am. I watch social media, then I think of myself that I cannot do shit, I'm this and that, I'm here, other people are here, and I cannot achieve anything. And you go in this cycle. You watch social media, you put the phone away after countless of hours scrolling, you try to do something, but you can't, then you get even more anxiety, even more overwhelmed, and you scroll again. And you go like this, you go like this, you go like this. And I can tell you that I went through this. And yes, I started making content creation, and I'm really thankful that it did. And it actually cured pretty much and a good amount of my bad habits, but it's still not it. I still not feel like completely 100% focused on the work that I do, and most of the days I call myself that I did productive things, but most of the time I was just thinking about it, planning about it, searching for ideas how to do that, but not doing the actual thing. And this is the place where I want to bring reality and expectations into place, because I expect myself to grind the work, to do the hard work, to be focused, to work on my channel, to work on videos, to bring some value to you, to help you with the problems that I solved. But the only work that I do is I plan, I think, I procrastinate, I watch for ideas on Instagram, and never ever I will achieve my expectations of working focused, of doing some work, bringing some meaningful things into life, if I'm not aware of my reality. So our reality is that we scroll too much, we do these bad things such as watching porn, and I highly recommend you quitting that today. Scrolling on social media, and another bad thing that right now I'm probably 2 months clean is that eating sugars. So these three bad habits, so eating sugars was the third one, and it was causing me a lot of brain fog. After I eat candies, sweets, cake, I feel that I am not productive, I feel that I'm unfocused, and this leads me to another problems as watching social media. So if you can switch eating candies, eating sugars, just completely saying no, saying that I don't eat sweets, I don't eat sugars, and just try that for a month, switching with bananas, apple, other fruits, or switching it with dates, will definitely give you some results. So we have our reality. You are at this stage where you do all these bad habits, and in order to get to your expectations and how I wanted to get to making content creation consistently, making videos, not feeling overwhelmed about it, I had to go through these levels and layers. So if we are at this point when we do the bad habits, if you want to move to the next level, you have to start quitting these habits. So how I managed to move to the next level of actually starting to create content, of doing some sports, of doing some other great habits, what I did was I started quitting social media. So one thing that helped me to quit scrolling, to quit procrastinating on my phone for hours and then feeling anxiety from it was, first thing, the thing that we do in our community that you can join, top link in the description. Every single day I try to remind myself and try to remind my dear tribe members that today we have to scroll less than 1 hour. And every single day we know, and I know, that in the evening I will have to post my screen time. I will have to post how many hours I scroll on social media, and no matter the time I have to post it. So this is the thing that can also help you by having other peer pressure, because again, if you have been lying to yourself for countless of days, for countless of months, probably you don't realize how many hours you procrastinate, how many hours you waste on social media. So having peer pressure, like you can have in our community, will definitely help you do that. The other thing, well, of course, consistently writing that on paper, that I don't scroll, I don't do this, I have to quit it because it's causing me all these problems. And you know, probably in a few weeks I saw that my screen time actually went to, probably, if I'm not lying to you and I'm not lying to myself, to a good 1 hour or 1 hour and a half. And right now I still think that this is too much because, well, out of this hour you still get a lot of procrastination, a lot of anxiety, a lot of overwhelmment. You see a lot of people, again, you compare yourself to other people, and this is causing you hardness, this is causing you difficulty to start doing what you really wanted to do, which in my case is filming content. So every time that I open my phone and I scroll, I try to remind myself that if I continue doing this, I will never start making these videos, I will never improve on it, and I will stay at the same place. So, you know, one day I fail, another day I fail, but each time I remind myself that I have to quit it. I have to quit it because if I don't, nothing will change. Nothing will happen, and, you know, I probably lied to myself for too much. I have been telling myself that even though that I scroll, I still can make progress, I still can make videos, but it probably has made me into such a soft individual, into a soft person that cannot stick to shit. And if I am making video about that, well, you probably are the same. You tell to yourself that you're going to do all these things, but you can't because you scroll too much. And you know, the best thing that we could do, and that I am aiming for, is quitting scrolling, pornography, all of those things completely 100%. So I'm probably around 60 or 70% towards it. It's not close when I completely quit it, but I'm trying that every single day. And again, you can either have peer pressure where every single day you monitor your screen time. So this is the first thing. And the second thing that I did was just either writing that in my journal every single day, where again, we have this better channel where we wrote all the things that we need to do better. So you write, I don't scroll. So now you know that we are at this stage, at the first step, and in order to get to this work, in order for you to feel focused, to do the work, you have to first work with the first step. If you can complete it, if you can reduce your bad habits, if you can quit the bad habits, even better, you can then move to the next step. And next step that I probably do from the very young age, maybe when I was 8 or 9, I got into doing push-ups just right in my room. So it's actually sports. And right now I probably can thank sports for a lot of many things that help me. So if you feel overwhelmed, the best thing that you can do is spend this energy on doing sports, on doing some physical activity. So for example, if you are not good at doing sports, if you are not good at training with weights, or you have never been to gym, the best thing that you can start with is doing push-ups. So for example, instead of just laying on your bed on your phone, or just sitting and thinking about, oh, I have all of those things to do, what I'm going to do, I feel overwhelmed, I feel anxiety. Instead of spending your energy on thinking about overwhelmment and thinking about all of those things that you need to do, you can spend this energy on doing some physical activity. So for example, each day you have to do 50 push-ups every single day. And let's say you do, I don't know, if you have a pull-up bar, do some pull-ups. If you don't, do some squats, some ab exercises, and it's completely enough to start with your room. Just do push-ups, start from, I don't know, from 10, from 20, from 50, and go all the way up. So sports are our step 2 from this page. And that's basically it. With the second problem is the reality and expectation. So you are here. All this time you was lying to yourself about your progress, about the things that you actually do. And when you honestly speak to yourself, you see that, well, I have this bad habit, I scroll too much, I procrastinate. And from then we can build our reality towards our expectations. So you quit the bad habits, you stop the scrolling, and you add other layers such as doing sports, starting with mild work, starting with just as simple as reading the book, as simple as journaling every single day, just putting small effort, small wins, taking every single day, that eventually can stack up, I'm sorry for my accent, that can stack up, and then it can tell you that you were successful at those things, you are successful at doing consistently small things, you are focused on them. Now you can start doing harder work, you can pick harder tasks, you can brainstorm, you can think clearly, and this is how you go from feeling uncertain, feeling overwhelmed, to getting to your expectations. And now the last part, it's pretty simple, you see yourself crossed out, is that, as I said, you lie too much to yourself. And you know, now that I'm saying this, it's probably my first time honestly telling myself that I wasn't the version of myself that I thought I was. So when I started creating content creation, when I started filming videos probably 5 months ago, I thought that I'm already very good at sports, I'm already very good at discipline, I'm really good at breaking the bad habits, doing some work, studying. But in reality, every single day I was still opening my phone, I was still scrolling, and to this day sometimes I'm still am. I was doing all of those, some bad habits such as watching porn, I don't know, eating sugars, and just recently I quit that completely. And you know, I was telling to myself that I'm doing the work. Like, you know, I thought that writing for myself that I will do this, making to-do lists like I make every single day. And you know, right now after I have fixed some of the bad habits, I managed to make this list, I managed to complete some of the work. But before that, when I was lying to myself about the progress that I'm making, about the things that I do, the progress itself doesn't make. And you know, I can tell to myself that each day I'm journaling, each day I'm thinking, I have all these ideas, but if I cannot translate them into something real, so for example, if I cannot translate this progress into making videos, into making educational content, or into reading something, into learning, into putting effort, into studying, getting better grades, doing sports consistently, building my physique, building my mind, trying to become more focused, you cannot see progress. Because if you tell to yourself that these small things are the work, and if you, on the other hand, you still scroll, you still have the bad habits, well, you don't get out of this routine of feeling overwhelmed, of feeling anxious about your work, of starting something. So we can wrap this up in these 3 things. What causes you this all overwhelmment? So again, it's social media. You have to quit it completely, 100% if you want to see real results. And I wish that I have made this a few months earlier, because remember, if you make some progress, but you scroll at the same time, the progress and everything goes back to 0. So no matter how many days, like I did, I even created 100 videos for 100 days, it did not brought me the results that I wanted to see at first. And I definitely know that I can do better, and you can do better if you just don't lie to yourself. You actually try hard to quit the bad habits. You are aware of them. You remember that what is your actual reality? How can you move towards your expectations? What are the things that you need to quit? what the other things that you need to do. Then you write down these things on paper, you journal every single day before going to bed. Eventually, I believe that with such methods, with such simple things, just as constant reminding yourself of the things that you need to do, of the things that you need to quit, you will get out of this routine of feeling overwhelmed. So I hope that this video was enough for you to understand why exactly you feel overwhelmed, how can you start doing the things that you want. So remember this page. If you want, you can join the community that I talked before in the description. I will help you there, and see you in my next video.